Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Witching Hour. We're having a nice, peaceful, cozy autumn out there, and I really hope you are too. It's not really very autumny where I am, but we're doing some spooky things. Here's my little intro story. We're gonna read a story called Night Train by Bob Moorish. Have you ever ridden a train? The sound of the engine rattling over the tracks. Maybe you've taken a green locomotive to the Ratlands. Well, in today's story, somebody rides a train into the night, and maybe they have a little spooky adventure of their own. A chorus of crickets, invisible among the yellow grasses and flowing cattails, punctuates the stillness of an August evening. A small fire crackles, and its yellow flames peeking beneath the starry sky. At the fire's edge sits a small, weathered man, arthritic, knees tucked stiffly beneath him, staring contentedly into the bright embers. The odor of cooking meat wafts through the air. His stomach grumbles. His tired eyes squint and almost water at the rising smoke. His face in shadows is occasionally caught and briefly held by flickers of light. His dark brown skin lies in folds and wrinkles like creased leather. Ragged jacket, soiled shirt, baggy trousers, their true color rendered mute by the darkness, hang loosely from his sparse frame, like material draped upon a tailor's clothes horse. Too much clothing, it would seem, for such a humid night. Just years of exposure to the elements have numbed the old man to all but the most extreme conditions. He nods, rocks minutely on slight haunches, and hums snatches of partially remembered songs. From far off comes the insistent whistle of an approaching train, reduced by the distance to a drawn-out moan. William Amos Jefferson, he was christened long ago. He is vague about his exact age. Call me Willie, he says to those he meets up and down the rail lines. Just call me Willie. His introduction delivered through a mouth possessing significantly less than the original amount of teeth. Hobo, many would call him, a rider of the rails. A few saying so with envy in their voice, envy of his travels, his freedom. Only Willie and his dwindling group of widely scattered colleagues know how misplaced that envy is. Through years of drafty boxcars and endless wanderings, Willie has known hard times. He would not trade his life with many, but neither would he recommend it. On this particular night, he feels fortunate. Earlier, he managed to avoid confrontation with the yard boss in Baton Rouge, a large, angry man who was tangled with Willie in the past. Because of him, Willie seldom travels as far south in the lines anymore. But a change of scenery seemed in order, even if it meant venturing deeper into the summer's heat. The drab flow of Illinois cornfields has begun to depress Willie, and it had been good to feel the rumbling tracks beneath him again, the exhilarating rush of an empty freighter returning for a new cargo. A solitary bead of sweat formed high on his brow, and trailed a meandering pattern down his cheek through the stubble that lay below. Lazily fanning himself with a section of the Gulfport Times, he reminisced of days long past. The train's cry intruded upon his thoughts. He cocked his head to one side, pondering. According to the schedule, there shouldn't be anything coming for at least another hour. But then again, he hadn't been down this way in a long time. The schedules must have changed. It was no matter. He already decided to spend the night right where he was, in a small hollow about 30 yards from a culvert beneath the elevated tracks. He was almost camped this close to the tracks. He was almost always camped this close to the tracks. The late-night freights had ceased to wake him years ago, and there was something strangely reassuring about staying so near his livelihood. Willows rustled around him as a cloying wind briefly caressed the weeping branches. Willie closed his eyes, and the unexpected breeze swept over him, thankful for the touch of respite. He felt the ground begin to vibrate beneath him as the train approached. Although the sky was clear, the moon was but a crescent, its weak glow lit only by a corner of the night ceiling. Through the darkness, beyond the curtain of trees, Willie heard the hum and throb of the locomotive engine at work. The whoosh of the cars cutting through the vapid air conveyed the impression of a great speed, but the train was not yet in sight. Not that Willie would have ever seen it. If it were, his eyes were still closed, his lips slightly parted. He was lost inside himself. Vibrations coursed up from the ground, and through his body he was held in a rumbling grip. Willie had a moment to think, to realize that he had never felt this way before. Then the emanations flooded him, carrying him away on waves of darkness. He gave him weakness to the sensations that swept over him. The train cried out, its shrillness almost disturbing him from his rapture. The whistle pierced the night, resounding like the cry of 1,000 lost souls. Willie's eyelids fluttered, and the harsh noise melting into a comforting symphony, one that lulled him even further, entwining itself in his dreams. Willie knew he was dreaming. He looked up and saw the train standing before him now, silent save for the solitary hiss from the air brakes. He'd heard no screech from those brakes. He'd seen no shower of sparks, yet there it sat, patient, waiting. And the cars, they were all types, a coal tender for an ancient steam engine, an oddly ornate dining car, the likes of which Willie had not seen since the 40s, a tri-level automobile car, occupied by gleaming new coupes and dating from the mid-60s, and pulling the strange assortment of sleek modern diesel engine. Willie gazed upon all this and knew he must be dreaming. He smiled slightly as he felt the train calling to him, beckoning him to climb aboard. A gentle pull and a luring whisper. Lost in the spell of the rails, Willie rose and walked slowly toward the train. Climbing the steps, Willie heard a hoarse voice whisper, "All aboard," and dimly realized he might be a passenger on this train for a very long time. The train moved on, its scream seeking through the night. In this story, was the train that Willie rode really a ghost train, or was he just hallucinating in his final moments of life? We'll pick that mystery up another time. But here's a lovely game for you to enjoy your autumn. We'll see you next time on the Witching Hour. Okay, hello, we're going to play a lovely little fall game called the Autumn Express, and unfortunately this isn't a blind playthrough because I have already played this once. Had things kind of crash on me and not work. The recording didn't work. So we're going to play this. We'll do the how to play for you to see it. I've already read this. It's a mouse game. You use button levers and pulleys by clicking and dragging and holding, which is it's not exactly effective, but this is a very cozy game where the stops will appear on the right hand side of the tracks every so often, and you see an NPC, you stop down. You don't have to stop exactly on them. And then they talk to you, and it's really cute. It's a really fun game, and I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I do. I really do. This is nice. Let's play the Autumn Express. So you can look in the mirror. Takes a minute to get going. So let's get going. There's somebody up here at this stop sign, and I've already seeing this is different than every time. So this is a different person than I had last time. This is a little raccoon. I mean, I had this person. I think there's only the same few people that you get. So you don't have to stop right at the thing. You do this, and then he comes on. Boots walks into the bus and stumbles on the top step. He catches himself while his cheeks turn red with embarrassment, gives you a half glance and waves. Hello. And now that Boots is safely on the bus, we can continue. And it just keeps automatically going up there every time I move the lever. Boots will talk, and then they'll talk to us. Boots pulls a math textbook out of his jacket and begins studying it. He furrows his brow as if confused. He must be anxious about his first day of high school. You remember that the last time he was on the bus, a few high schoolers were joking around about how hard high school is. They went on and on about how hard the homework is and how strict the teachers are and that there are tests every day. He knew the students weren't being serious, but it seems like Boots took it to heart. He seems to be stuck on something. He begins to shuffle in the seat anxiously, worried about how little he understands. He looks at you anxiously as if contemplating if he should ask you for help or not. Could you help explain this, please? You help walk him through the problem he was stuck on. Luckily, it wasn't that complex, so you explained it as you drove. Oh, I see. Thanks. You smile and turn your focus back to the tracks, leaving Boots to continue studying. Boots shakes his head to regain his concentration and looks back at the book with a renewed determination. Knowing that Boots will one day pass his math class fills you with determination. After a while, you look in the mirror again to check on how his studying has been going, only to realize that he has fully fallen asleep with the book lying open on his stomach. You choose to let him sleep, but a divot in the tracks jolts him back awake. He looks around in surprise, slowly morphing into embarrassment as he covers his face with the book and begins studying. Yeah, this is the game. It's just really cute, relaxing. You have these options. You have the controls. Oh, we have to... No. We have to... Don't turn. We want to slow down for the snail. We want to let the snail on. There's going to be... So last time I didn't have more than one person on it ever at the same time. The snail is my favorite character in the game, though. This was the first one I had last time. It's Pumpkin. This is Pumpkin. Pumpkin's amazing. Oh, hello. Could you take me to the nearest pumpkin patch? Oh, you don't know where one is? That's okay. I'll keep an eye out and let you know when I see one. See, they're all there. We have Boots and we have Pumpkin. Now Pumpkin will talk to us probably. Boots might let us know if he needs to get off pretty soon. I need to find only the best pumpkin for my partner. They just love the pumpkin pie I make. This is my favorite. I usually save it for special occasions, and today is one of them.
My boo's going into hibernation tonight. Oh, right, silly me, I should explain. They're a bear. They do this every year. I make a fresh pie every time they go into hibernation so they can go to sleep thinking of me. Though, something tells me they go to sleep thinking more about the pie. Pumpkin laughs for a while, but eventually falls silent. They look to the ground, suddenly downcast. To be honest, though, it's hard sometimes to see them go, and it can last for months, too. I mean, we all only live for so long, so it hurts to have to spend so much of it without them. But I know they need it. And when they wake up, they're as happy to see me as I am, so it must be hard for them to be away for so long, too. Pumpkin looks back up with a slight smile on their face. It's hard sometimes, but it's worth it. I love them, and they love me. So in the end, I'd wait as long as I have to for them without a second thought, because it's only a matter of time. That's why I gotta make sure an even better pie is waiting for them when they wake up. Well, they're all riding for quite a while. I only had one person ride for like a time last time I played. It's interesting. This is procedurally generated. It's very cozy. I really love it. You get a different reaction every time you play a video game. I think that's kind of the way things are. Oh, hey, we're gonna get... Wow, this was my last one last time. Now we're gonna have like a pretty full tram. Jeez. This is not what I expected. Yeah, last time it was like one person at a time. Let's get a little closer so she doesn't have to get on. Goodness, dearie, you've arrived just in the nick of time, don't you know? My old bones were about to give out standing here, but at least I can sit and rest my flippers. Onward to the pond, dearie. Boots stays quiet, but the rustling of his jacket makes you realize they're probably preparing to get off at the next stop. Oh, that's a pumpkin patch over there, and I see a big one growing. Could you let me off at the next stop? I gotta get that one. It'll make the perfect pie. Oh, they both want to get off at the next stop. Okay, well, we gotta keep an eye out for the next stop then. Full speed ahead. Oh, goodness, my vision's not it used to be, but those autumn colors outside are unmistakable and oh, so delightful, don't you know? All that orange and yellow, and when I think about it, it's perhaps my favorite palette. The colors of nature when it decides to rest, which is something I ought to be doing at this age. But alas, I'm still out and about. In fact, dearie, the stop you're taking me to leads to a pond I've been painting at for, oh heavens, for years. This time of year, the pond is the most incredible sight, don't you know? And I figured this time I'd make some new paintings for my dear grandkids. Despite them being a real pain in my tuchus from time to time. Those little tadpoles have made me such a proud grandmother, which is why I want to paint them some gifts, even if I have to hobble these old bones down to the pond in order to paint them. But it's really no bother. It's a nice journey, and the tram you're driving for us makes it that much easier, don't you know? Heavens, my allergies must be acting up. Excuse me, dearie. Oh, she's got frog allergies, so she says ribbit a lot. I love them. I love frogs. I love Grandma Lily. She's amazing. So this is a little different than my last tram ride. It's interesting. I think you get like the same 5 passengers. Nice cozy rain. Yeah, it took a lot longer last time. This is probably going to be a shorter one because we're going to let Boot... Oh yeah, wow, we got to stop here. We're going to get another passenger already while we let these guys off. Okay, come on. This is going a lot quicker than the last time I played it. So this will be interesting to see how this... They're all going to get off. Thank you so much. Now to make the perfect pumpkin again. Oh, I can practically taste the pie I'm going to make with it. Thanks. Boots stares at the steps intently as he exits the bus, putting all their effort into making sure they're not tripped this time. Howdy, 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 my good conductor. Sure is a nice day out, ain't it? Oh, I love Straw. Straw was my favorite one. Grandma Lily's my favorite one, then Straw. I love Boots, though. Boots is so absolutely adorable. No, wait, my favorite one is the last one. Oh, I sure am excited for my new job. Well, no, Straw's probably my favorite one. I do find myself to be quite good at scarecrowing. Though I do really have to be. Do I really have to be scared of the crows? After I quit my first job at the farm, I found crows to be quite friendly. I ain't really got much people skills, so I find talking to these birds to be much easier. And they're such good listeners. Maybe I can just befriend the birds. I can't keep the birds distracted and wait for the crops by playing games with them. Maybe they can help me patch up my old pair of overalls, or maybe even help me make new ones. Oh, but then I probably wouldn't really be much of a scarecrow now, would I? I wonder if they still pay me. I mean, I'll still be distracting them. I'm just more of a friend crow than a scarecrow. Haha, get it? The crows on Straw's shoulders begin to squawk loudly, and it sounds almost like they're laughing. See, Mike gets it. Straw and Mike perform a high five. Mike squawks again. Well, I already told you I won't lend you any more of my straw. Mike opens their beak in surprise. You know you never gave back that last piece of straw you borrowed. Ava told me they found a lion in Kai's nest last Saturday. Ava, the bird sitting on Straw's head, nods in agreement. Mike looks down sadly. What are y'all sad about? There's going to be straw all around the farm. Go get some yourself. Straw seems to have gotten too into their conversation with Mike to continue the conversation with you. This is how it is. People get on the bus. I wonder if some of these people are chatty and talk to each other. Oh, the frog lady hasn't told me to let her off here yet, so. And we can run the wipers, but it doesn't really do much. And it just kind of spins you over there. You can also push escape to zoom in on this. I forgot you can change the controls. The controls, the music. Oh, here, we gotta slow down for this girl. We'll have another passenger already. I wonder if this game is always about the same length, or... This is Brooke. Brooke is amazing. I love Brooke. I'm still gonna voice her the same way. I'm voicing everybody the same way I voiced them the first time without knowing the characters. Hi. OMG, I'm so excited. Do you get a lot of students in this tram? Wait, don't answer that. I'm distracting you. Don't mind me. Oh, look, dearie. I can see my pond coming up. The next stop should be mine. Brooke quickly taps their hooves in a slightly annoying but mostly endearing fashion. I like how there's they use a lot of they pronouns in for this. Oh, oops, I'm being too loud. Sorry, today's just gone so well. I'm so excited. Since school started again, our D&D club, our Deer and Dungeons tabletop gaming club is starting up again. The tapping resumes. And during our meeting today, which is actually what I'm coming from, why did I clarify that? Anyway, we picked DMs. Deer managers, the players who run the game. And I get to be one this year. It's so great. OMG, I just love this feeling. Fall is back, school's in session again, which means like all my friends from all over the woods get to see each other again. Summer's nice and all, but getting to take this tram to and from school, see all those nerds, good nerds like me, is so good. The tapping suddenly stops. OMG, I need to come up with some material for the D&D campaign. I should have prepped over the summer. Where's my notebook? I could have sworn I had a pen. Oh, what about a magical pen that the heroes find in a mystical wagon? Oh, write that down. Brooke turns from you, lost in a mysterious world of their own creation, one that their school friends will surely enjoy too. She plays Deer and Dungeons and Deer! I love Deer and Dungeons. It's one of my favorite games, and by that I mean Dungeons and Dragons. I play D&D. I played D&D. I have a couple games. I'm playing D&D with some friends. Mostly online these days. It's hard to get real people to get together. But yeah, Deer and Dungeons. Okay, here's the stop for the frog lady. So let's try to get it going on a medium speed so we want to let Grandma off as close to the platform as we can. Used to have trouble with this door. Why, thank you, dearie. Let me paint you a little something to hang in this tram of yours. It's the least I could do to repay your kindness. Oh, that's my new farm up there. If you can let me off at the next stop, that'd be real nice. Okay, Grandma Lily's gone. Let's go. Yeah, they usually let me know, like, at this stop. At first I was really confused about that. Like, I was like, do you mean the stop that I'm at? Or do you want me to go to one more? They mean one more up. So this is interesting. Last time they all joined like one at a time. Like somebody wouldn't get on until somebody else got off. But they're all pretty much riding at roughly the same times here. It's interesting for me to think about the interactions with these characters. That might just reset the same music loop. I don't know if it actually like is different music. I'm not paying enough attention to notice. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. Okay. Here's the Scarecrow's new farm. As Straw begins to walk up the bus, a crow on their shoulders turns to you and gives you a little squawk and waves a wing at you. Oh, right, thank you kindly. Hope you have a swell day. Thanks for reminding me, little feller. The note-taking stops briefly. Oh, my stop is coming up. What if an ogre stopped the party in their tracks? I should pack up. Okay, Brooke. Grandma Lily was my last one last time, so that was a nice way to... I know, this feels a little different, but it's the game's different every time you play it. It's nice. You can play it and enjoy it yourself. It's just a cozy atmosphere, I promise. Oh, wow, it's right there already. That wasn't much of it. She could have walked from the last time. Well, it's probably... Tram's moving pretty fast. Well, this has been a fun time playing the Autumn Express. Hope you've enjoyed it. Oh, here's my stop. Thank you so much for my first tram ride of the school year. The cozy views have given me plenty of inspiration for my campaign. The club's gonna love it. Okay, bye-bye. And that's it. And you can keep playing. But here's the people who worked on this. Jared Nolan, Nathan Lattimore, Juan Alvarado, Joanne Wong, and Ryan Marcus, and whoever else is listed under here, because this doesn't go away. I can close that, and then we can go back to driving the train. But I hope you all have enjoyed the Autumn Express, are having fun with this, and we'll see you in the next Witching Hour.